Hey, what's up, guys?
What up?
Oh, we're a little bit early? That's okay, cool.
Make it up last time.
Yeah, that's alright. At least we're coming on time today, no problems. What's up, man? Our last day in this studio, too. I'm excited to come to you guys. Man, it's me, RodthePlanter. Of course, the rest of the crew, I got my Jesse Love right here.
Hi.
That's Ollie Manifesto right there. Oliver Manifest, my young bro, young Marcus. And we're here for another jam-packed show, guys. How was y'all's Wednesday? Man, mine was awesome, man. We're moving, like I said, so things been mad hectic around here, but we've been vibing through it. You know, it's been, it's good, it's growth, you know, it's progress, and we're really excited. So, you know, lots of things been going on, man. We've been busy left and right, you know, just keep it rolling. It's been good. But today we're going to talk a little bit about the kiddos, man. It's going to be a little bit of a different little vibe. You know, how's my music in there? Is it too loud? No, you good? Okay, cool. So we're going to talk a little bit about Broham, my son, and you guys' sons and daughters, but I just want to talk a little bit about our perspectives from our children's point of view, like looking at life. Yeah, touch it down a little bit because I feel like I'm screaming. No, it's echoing here too because we moved out like everything, so it's just the office right now, right here, the little Nebuchadnezzar. As soon as I come down off tonight, packing everything up on here too, and we out, man. So the studio is gonna look all different once again. When we come live again on Wednesday. Sorry there was no live special this Saturday, guys, but honestly there wasn't really anything special on Saturday. we was moving, man, just moving and working, so.
We don't lie.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, like honestly, so sorry I missed y'all on Saturday, but hey, we're back here Wednesday. And like I said, we're going to talk a little bit about children, man. And like, I know I'm young, but I had a kid when I was young. Me and Jessica, we had our baby boy when I was like 19 and she was like 20.
Yeah.
So he's like 7 now, so he's getting older. He's about to be 8, but he's a big boy. And a very interesting kid, very vibrant, he's a genius of sorts. I mean, he's a philosopher's son, man. He's smart. Let me read y'all something he wrote me for this show, actually. So I was getting ready to talk about this and about, I told him, I was like, hey, buddy, you want to come on the show? And he was like, no, not really. But he was like, you know, he's a writer. He loves to write, and he writes books and things. And so he's starting to write books. And so he said, I'll write something about our relationship and how it used to be a little bit and how it is now and kind of why it's so important. The way I communicate and interact with my child. So listen from his point of view. This is great. He said, it's called childhood. So my childhood, which I am still a child, is great. But if you just give them toys and no love, they will grow up to like toys and leave love behind. They won't like to have people who love them like friends, family, babysitters, and more. Now my childhood's been great so far. My parents, they give me toys, love, food, and water. We're going to talk about this in a different chapter, so I don't want to give it away. I told you, it's books, man. This book, he told me it had 65 chapters. I was like, ooh, buddy, can you write mine too? Like, dang, that's good. Nonetheless, he said, this is in a different chapter, so I don't want to give it away. Now, say if my parents hurt me a lot, I would either hurt myself or hurt other people. But that is not going to happen. Everyone deserves to live. Even God deserves to live. That's some powerful work out of a 7-year-old. But
yeah, we didn't help him at all.
This is it. And so I was not the best of parents growing up. Like I said, we had my son pretty young, and I was selfish to say the least. I mean, you know, I was a 19-year-old guy. You know, I wanted to drink, I wanted to party, I wanted to like live life and learn and explore. I wanted to do all kinds of things, and you know, me and Jessica were just kind of on different wavelengths, I guess, and I love her so much. Oh, I love you so much. That I bought into some things that I probably shouldn't have. She entrapped me, guys. I'm not going. No, it's not like that. No, we talked about it. And we were like, yeah, we're gonna have a baby. But we were young, man, and we barely even just got married, but we did, and changed my life forever. And it's honestly the reason I'm the man I am today, through having that child and us raising him together. just kind of on our own, being young kids, raising a kid, learning a lot of things, and honestly having him teach me so much. But one of my biggest issues, and some things we're going to talk about today, guys, is I don't know if you guys got parents out there, or you are parents out there, or even if you're not, but I'll talk a little bit about like how the psychology worked backwards into our head as well. You ever notice how people always tend to flip-flop from their parents? Like, your parents might have been really strict in a certain area, and then so you end up being really like, just contrast to that, And you'll see that happen like over and over and over. Like their parents were a certain way, so now they're way different. And it's always due to a lot of things, because it's not just our parental influences, guys. Remember we talked about labeling theory last time? Go back and watch that video. That's going to go a lot into this, because labeling theory when we're younger, it takes root, man. You got to think about their brain. It's just like this beautiful blank slate. It comes out and it's just empty, ready to work, right? We talked about this. And so these early years are so instrumental in the things that they take, get planted so deep in their subconscious, and grow to their characters and to the people, and not even just who they are, but their paradigm. The way and the way that they interact and view the world. Like he said in there, if my parents hurt me, then I would hurt others or hurt myself. And a lot of times we see that where guys, a lot of the worst crimes and transgressions that we've seen against humanity and against each other come out of other oppressions. And we're always quick to be like, oh, you're so evil. But, they're also victims of probably evil. It's taught, it's learned, it's an associated behavior. I always talk, about people who are happy and fulfilled. That's why we teach this. And centered, balanced people, who are conscious of their decisions, are also conscious of the decisions and the perspectives of the people around them. And so me, like I said, I was pretty selfish at a young age. And so I was dismissive, really dismissive as a parent. Just because, honestly, and I mean, this is like brutal. Guys, for the rest of the show, if you are parents out there, that's what I want to say. You're going to have to get honest with yourself, okay? Because some of these things may be you. And I'm telling you, it's instrumental that you correct these things. Instrumental. When I started to open up to my son and talk to him like a human being, like a person, and valuing his perspective on the world, everything changed for me and him, and especially him. I had no idea how much I was oppressing him just by things that I didn't even know or perceive I was doing, and this is why it's so important to, like we say, come on a show like this, bust your bubble, learn about different and varying perspectives and views on the world, because if you get tunneled in on something, guys, sometimes it's easy to forget the littlest of things. The smallest of people who need your attention. And so, either way, we're going to talk a little bit about that, about child's perspectives. One of the things that I said about being dismissive as a parent was like, one of the things we had, here's a funny story. So one time we're driving, and this is like, as me and Jessica started to realize, like, hey man, we really got to start paying attention to Brody, man. Like, we pay attention to him, but it's always, like he said, like, oh, you got your toys and stuff, go play. Hey, what's up? We love you. Feed you, eat dinner, how's your day? Okay, cool, go play. Daddy's got to build business, mom's got to clean, whatever, got chores, whatever. And so I always noticed I was pretty dismissive about him, and I always think that, like, I never thought about Brody from Brody's perspective. I always thought about me taking care of him. So he'd be like, I'm thirsty. We're driving down to San Antonio one day, and me and Jessica are in the middle of this just like heated conversation, right? And it's not like, we were just in some kind of passionate debate about something, not angry, but I remember we were talking. It was like, I'm passionate about everything. So we're just deep in life talking about, man, this and that. And Brody's like, hey, I'm thirsty. And we hear him in the back seat, and I'm like, okay, we're going to get you some water. He's like, all right, cool. He goes back to doing his thing. Me and Jessica, we're talking. I'm on the highway. You know how it is, right? I'm like, Brody, the next gas station I see, get you some water, man. It's all good. Okay? Cool. He's cool. But we're like in the middle of, we're in shirts, so there's not a lot of shit, so I'm driving, talking again. Me and Jessica get the jam, and they're like, yeah. And now I can only imagine now, looking back then, couldn't care. Like I said, talking. He's like, Daddy, can I get some water? And I'm like, yeah, son, I told you. I'm looking for a gas station. As soon as we get to the gas station, get some water, man. Driving. I can't see any gas stations, of course, because I probably already missed 2 of them. That's what, I can believe in the backseat, he's sitting there like. But I'm not paying him. He just keeps talking, oh yeah, oh man, you know, this and that. And so this goes on, you know, probably at least 2 or 3 more times. And I actually, to the point, I remember I was getting frustrated. Brody, when I find a gas station, I'm where to stop, okay? Jeez. You're not dying of thirst, you'll be okay. You know, just chill. And so, I mean, it's dumb now, and I hope a lot of you guys are judging me. I hope you guys are like, man, shame on you, Rod. Like, yeah, you should have been. I hope you are. Because I hope y'all aren't like me. But I just like shushing him. And now looking back on it, like, imagine if it was you. Imagine if that was you in the back seat, and it's me. And you're like, hey, bro, I gotta take a piss. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's cool. All right, well, whenever I feel like you need to piss, then I'll stop. No, but like, I gotta really go pee, man. No, you don't. You ain't gotta go pee right now. We just stopped 10 minutes ago. You ain't gotta go pee.
You can wait.
Yeah, you can wait. You always start to get heated, right? Like, after a while, you be like, hey, nigga, let me tell you something. You don't know me, man. Like, I gotta piss, dude. Stop the car, bro. You know, I'm about to pee all over your back seat. You know? But that's sometimes how it goes for our children, man. We don't stop and think, like, how thirsty? Can I perceive how thirsty? Maybe he really is just dying of thirst back there. I don't remember the last time he physically like sipped water, you know. So it could have been 8 hours, and he's just now remembering. I'm not one of those parents where I'm like every hour I'm like, hey, drink this, hey, eat this carrot. You know, I mean, when he's hungry or thirsty, right?
Your sister Melinda said me and Dakota struggle with balancing all these things.
Oh yeah. And don't worry about it. We're gonna talk about this. It really just starts with perceiving, like I said, your child, right? Like living life from their perspective and understanding that they have their own view on the world, right? This is one like integral kind of running theme through this whole thing right here. Toss me my eraser. I hate this. This is not the only time this happens. I'm just.
Good catch.
What does this shirt say? What is that shirt say? Did y'all see that? Oh, that was Benji. We got this.
Yeah. No, they thought. That's funny.
That's. Hey, it's a live show. We couldn't plan that, okay? I mean, we could have, but it would. Still had to nail it though.
Kyle said I have to catch myself when I get like that, but I apologize for being short with him.
Yeah. See, halfway there. Hey, put me a teacher over. Put me a T. I want y'all to remember this as a central theme, and it's just a quick little turn of phrase, but it's so important to why I'm always talking about language, right? Just the difference in words, right? You're not here to make your child something. Sorry, my handwriting's shitty. I gotta get better. You don't have to make them, okay? There's this idea that we have to make our children into us, right? Or a version of us, make them a better version of us, that they want to be us, you know, and this is why we see this weird flip-flopping back and forth, right? Is this weird idea that we're here to create our children into something. In a sense, yes. Right? But it's a partnership, wouldn't you say? More so than a demanding of things from them. Okay? You can have standards for people. You should have standards in everybody's life. Your standards for your relationships, standards for the way you treat each other in your workplace, standards in your work. So having standards for your children is one thing, right? But a lot of times we get so caught up in this idea that they're going to be little itty bitty versions of us running around here, that we kind of persuade them and dictate them into our lifestyles or our ways of thinking. And then sometimes so that way, guys, it's going to go down to a lot of things, but in the end, we're not here to make them. We're here to just allow them to become something. They're their own little people. God gave them their own little spirits. It's going to be different than yours. My son loves pink. He loves My Little Pony. He loves, oh man, you name it, man. Rainbow Sunshine, Glitter Force. You know, he wants to be ballerina. He loves to dress around and dress. He's his own individual person thing. And I didn't make him like that. I don't know how to unmake him like that. But it's not my job. It's not your job as a parent to force your ways on them, okay? It's a guidance thing, guys. Just like coaching, mentoring, you're growing them, watering them, feeding them, it's a partnership. In the end, this is what me and my son have developed, is an open partnership. You know, I learned that I had to stop being lazy as a parent sometimes. You know, and this is why I titled the title, Why Your Kids Ask Why So Much, and why you should tell them. We hate this question as parents. Why? Why is the sky blue? Why is the gas green? They'll play that game with you. You ever play that game? And you think they're just doing it because they want to drive you nuts? And they do. And part of it is that. Part of it is they want to see how much like it takes to get on your nerves, you know? Like, how much am I allowed to learn from them at one given point before they're just like, all right, I'm done with you? But it's like a piece. Yeah, but in the end, I want you to understand that children do have the secret and meaning of life, man. They do. They honestly understand it. Every morning they wake up and they just want to create something awesome. They just want to draw something, learn something. They don't have, they just want to be happy. They just want to have fun.
That's why they don't like to go to sleep.
They don't understand you and your job and why you have to work. They don't understand that stuff. They're children. They don't understand why we have to wait for things. Why can't it all just be sunshine, rainbows, and glitter? And why can't it be? I ask myself the same thing every day. Why not? We lose so much of that in growing up. And there's a difference between understanding the difference between being a child and adult and then just, forcing yourself to not be a child, right? Every adult has a little children in them, and every child has a little adult in him as well. My son tells me the smartest shit every day. It teaches me stuff all the time. Matter of fact, when I came to one of my greatest realizations about life and things and the way I was treating my friends and family and the way I was treating him, and I was kind of laying out this long apology or sorts or just this idea. And my son looked at me and he said, I knew this already. I knew all this, And I looked at him then. I was like, oh my God, son, you're right. You did. You knew. You know all along that I was wasting my time. I was driving away on something, just pounding away on this idea that I thought was going to create happiness and success for me and my family and everybody, and it was tearing them up. It was tearing him up, especially. And he stood strong through that, but when I came back home, he really wanted attention from me, and I didn't know how to give him that, right? And so it's hard, but I get off track, guys, because I get excited about my own son. He's an awesome little kid, man. And so we're trying our best just like everybody else is. But in the end, if you're out there and you're going to try and make them, you're probably going to go wrong. Because they're probably not going to come out the way you want it. It's like trying to bake a cake you never made before. It's probably going to end up flat. He's probably going to miss the mark. Him or he is going to miss the mark of whatever you think they or it should be. Right? So what I want to encourage you to do is stop with the dismissive things, and take a second to explore those questions with your children. Why? Why? Why is this? When you tell them why they have to do something, don't just go for the easy, I told you so. That's the easy, I'm bigger than you, so I'm just going to make you do what I say. Why? Why would I do? See, that's that. Why spank me? Or why just force me? Why do we not want to explain things to our children? And not all of us, some of us, I was this though. I tell you to do something and you just do it. Why? Because I told you so.
But why?
Because I'm the dad. You're the kid. I tell you to do things, you do them. I made you. Duh. But see how dismissive that is? You see how that doesn't incorporate a chance for them to be understood or expressed even for a second, right? And can you see how detrimental that can be to the flow of things? Because in the end, guys, I'm going to give you the whole spill out why this is bad. Just real quick, Rod, why should I even fucking listen to what you're saying? Anything besides my kid might grow up to hurt things or hurt people. That ain't gonna, whatever. Straight up, you can't control their decisions, right? Period. You can't control. Whatever. Fuck. Exit. When they leave the house, right? If you use physical, I told you so, you should do these things because I'm standing here and forcing you to, what happens when that's removed? Hell, what happens when they get bigger than you? What happens when your legs get broken? Then what? What happens when they're 16 and they're like, boom, Rack City. Hey, stay home. No. Fuck you. And now they're dismissive. Now they've grown up to be like, what? Listen to dad? Listen to mom? Understand where mom's coming from? Why? Never did that for me. It was always a told you so. You just do that. But see, and then what comes of it, guys, is, and what the approach that me and Jessica have been deciding to take with a lot of things controversial about, whether or not his kids can get on YouTube. He was watching this ridiculous game called Yandere Simulator. I don't know if any of you ever heard of it. It's probably some weird Japanese thing. Kids like killing each other and stuff. And high school kids going through whacking. Just like the whole purpose of the game was murdering other kids, from what I can tell. When we finally started talking about this, my kid's 7. Okay, call it what you want to. I'm watching my kid. And I'm like, what do you think about this, Brody? Like, why are you watching this? How about that? I mean, I'll start with that. I'll ask him first why. I want to understand. Not control. You can control through understanding. First, take the time to understand. If you can learn to do this with your child, if you can learn to do this with yourself, you can save everything and everybody. You can save your kid forever. You can teach your children how to control themselves in the environment, guys. I've told you so many times. It starts with this question right here. If you can start to learn to answer that question, start to think your way through those questions that start with why, they're so powerful. Because they lead to understanding. So you ask yourself, I ask him, I say, why do you want to watch this crazy, you don't like I said, you like rainbows and glitters and sunshine. Why is this? And he tells me, it's like, I just like the way you can dress the girls up and change their hair and do the dressing up things and stuff. And I say, okay, but why do we have to do all the hack and slash and stuff, And he's like, well, I don't really want to play it for that, right? And so I say, okay, see, how about we find some other kind of like fashion simulator game and you can play that one, but I don't want you playing this one anymore because I don't want your little, like you said, clean little brain slate seeing a bunch of high school teenage girls getting hacked. That's just weird, for a 7-year-old. He was like, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I don't really want to watch that stuff anyways. We dapped it up, pop, pop, tap. And he was cool. I ain't seen it since. And he got the little fashion like doll game now. It's like a little simulator, like Sims almost. It's way chiller, and he's cool. He loves it. It's like a little kid version of Sims. So my point was, first I started to ask questions. I didn't just run kicking the door and be like, the fuck is this? Huh? Well, I told you about that shit. What? Ah! And that's it. You little shit. I see this all the time, and it's like the kids stomping back and catch me outside. How about that? How about that? Catch me outside. How about that? That's where that's gonna get people. Catch me outside. How about that? Is what your kids end up like when you keep trying to force yourself on them. Guys, it just doesn't help them. It doesn't help you, and it doesn't help a lot of your other relationships when you skip over working through the answer why. Now, I'm a firm believer in sometimes, you just don't have time. Whenever your kids have to be able to react sometimes, for their safety. But then there should be some kind of protocol for that. Like, yo, when I snap like that, then to come correct. But, and the other times, when I say, hey, go clean your room. Why? Tell you why. If I walk in there, and I slip on that little Lego thing right there, like that, and it snaps my little pinky toe, bruh, I'm gonna react on a physical level that I can't understand. I'm gonna grab you by your throat, and I'm gonna put you in the ceiling fan. That's why. Cool? No, but that's what I be wanting to say. No, I tell him, I say, hey, look, son, because I'm telling you, if you don't clean your room, how are you gonna find your things? How are you gonna shoot your YouTube videos? You're gonna have a place. Look at this place. You can't even step out. You want your YouTube videos to look like this? I ask him, I say, have you ever seen any other people that you watch with their videos? Did their room look like this when they're shooting their little toys? No. Do you want to look like that? I mean, I'm just asking. Do you want to look like that? And he's like, no. That's why you clean your room. Take 10 minutes. Turn around, whole thing's done. Bang. Incentive, from taking the time to understand what does he want? What's his objectives? What's his goals? Of course you don't want to clean. Clean is boring. Hell, but I bet you haven't even broken, a lot of times I used to tell him, clean your room, it would just be all scattered to the 4 winds, but I never showed him what clean looked like. You know, I never took him in there and said, you know, if you put all these here and all these things here and these things here, that's clean. So when I say go clean your room, this is exactly the way I want it to look, right? This is the way you set it up. This way so you don't trip on anything. It's all nice and it's easy to be ready to go, right? And we talk about it. But the idea is, and I'm going to have Oliver talk a little bit about why it was important in his childhood, is for them to learn to navigate and come up with answers and reasons for themselves. You don't want your kid to be the guy at work who's always just like typing away, and every time he comes up with a problem, excuse me. Yeah, real quick. I was just looking and I couldn't get the answer to the, I can look at subsection B. Oh, okay. Could you show me that in the book too, please? Oh, here. Yeah, thanks, okay. Right, who knows this guy at work, right? 10 minutes later. Alright, hey bro. No, just one more. You see what I'm saying? That's the kind of, but you know what his dad did to him? You know what his dad, hey dad, I don't understand this. Hey, I ain't got time, man. You know? Hey, you know, he was always like, Dad, why I gotta, cause I told you so. You just do it exactly like I say. You just follow me and, you know, I'm gonna make you into me. Well, you dead now, Dad. I don't know how to be you. I never wanted to be you. And it goes all ways, up and down, dads, moms. I speak dads because that's just what I am. So, but it's you know it's like that, guys. You have to start to live your child's life. Look around and see not only what they need, okay? Because you're right, y'all are all like, well, it's hard to juggle all these things with time. You're right. You're absolutely right. But guess what? Your child has no perception of time. It works both ways. This is in your benefit. You know what I'm saying? You don't have time. You're right. You're so busy, but your kids couldn't even understand the difference between 10 minutes and 45 minutes and 30 minutes. You know? When they say, I don't know, you know, my kid always comes with the, I want to show you something 10 times, 20 times a day. Hey, look at this. Hey, Dad, look at this. I'm trying to teach this. Look at this. I'm surprised he doesn't do it during the show. I mean, he's just, you know, he respects me enough to not come to, but a lot of our day is that. And I used to be like, oh, cool. Yeah, that's nice. And sometimes I still do, because, you know, sometimes I straight up do have to work. And that's the difference between understanding the difference between being an adult and a child. Like, I know sometimes that, I know you can't eat candy all damn day. I get that. You know, you're probably not going to get that no matter how much we can converse about it. But I don't get frustrated, because I'm an adult, and I do want you to understand why you can't eat candy all damn day. So every time we talk about it, I talk, because it's bad for you. Well, why, Dad? Because sugar. Eat your skin up. Well, why, Dad? Because you can't live off of sugar alone. Imagine, don't you like potatoes sometimes? Yeah. Don't you like, you know, mac and cheese? Yeah, those things that got sugar in them. And we talk about all the different things that he likes that don't have sugar in them. He's like, man, that is some good stuff. No, I'll have some of that instead, too. He'd be like, oh, let me get a cookie. I'd be like, hey, but don't you like those cheese and crackers? Yeah, I like cheese and crackers. Oh, what else of that? Yeah, some of that. You know, but, you know, we talk about it all the time, consistently now. And now I do. I'll take 30 seconds. It takes 5 seconds to just, whatever you're doing, just real quick, hey, Mom, look at this. That is cool. Man, that is cool. You like that? I like that. I don't even know what I do. Word. You're an awesome kid. Run away. You know, and then after, 2 or 3 times, I'll be like, all right, look, hey, didn't you get a couple? You got a couple, right? You showed me some stuff. I looked at it. It was awesome, right? We had a good time. Okay, now I got to do. You see, but now he's respected, understood. Now he's like, dang, you know what? I can't. And then if he does, I'll lay it out like that. Now I don't got. That's my punishment. Come on, bro. I took care of you, man. I did my thing. You know, I understood you. Now why are you not reciprocating? Isn't that supposed to be? Now he's like, dang, you're right. That is how it's supposed to work. And that's how you're teaching him. You know. But you got to take the time, guys. And I mean, like I said, if you can't be honest with yourself, then you never stop watching the show. You're never gonna get it. You know, you're never gonna get it. But if you can, stop and look around for a second and say, you know, how much of my day did I spend, you know, think about my child's needs. Think about putting them all the way to the top of the priority list. I shuffle things. I don't know how you gotta have a system prioritization. I'll give it away in the group. But we have our own little ABC method of how we prioritize things. But every now and then, go ahead and jack your kids all the way to the top. All the way to the top. At least 15 minutes a day, right? Where they have nothing but your undivided attention. It's just, that's cornerstone. It's like a dog or any other person or thing in your life. If you have something in your household, a living being, your plants, they live there for you. They want your attention in some way, shape, or form, and all you gotta do is give it to them, And it doesn't matter about what they want to do. That's another thing, a big thing is like, dude, I'm just not into this shit. He'd be like, hey, Dad, come on, let's play dress up. You sure you don't want to play Call of Duty, bro? Like, it's not my thing, man. And it was weird, and I mean, it's whatever. As much as I wanted to get into it, I'm just like, I lost my imagination a long time ago. Now I'm dead inside, so I don't get it. Now I'm like, hell yeah! We make up games and shit. So, it's just that, 15 minutes a day, right, of just pure undivided attention to them. Say, hey man, it's me and you, right? And we've all heard about this, and this is so important. Hey, just me and you hanging out. If you have multiples, you have to split this. Sorry. I'll teach you a trick though. Some of you are unlucky and you only have one. Work harder. I'm sorry. Okay? But if you do have two, split them. Mommy, daddy time for 15 minutes. Maybe, me and Jessica take turns. Hey, go do something with Brody, man. I'm busy. But now we always think about making that a priority, right? Making a chance to just think about him and being like, especially guys, I want to do when he said basic needs, right? That's a real quick way to just jump off with that is like, think about next time your child says he's hungry or she is hungry or thirsty. You can perceive as much as you want to about all the reasons why you don't think they're hungry or thirsty. But then again, they very well might be. Like, I used to love this shit. My son be like, I'm like, you're just eating because you're bored, son. You come in and I want a snack. I want another snack. And look how we'll do. Look how we'll do even everybody. You just eat because you're bored. Like, you don't eat because you're bored. Like, you don't do the same shit. Like, you don't go down and sit down and watch the TV and want a whole damn bag of popcorn. We all do that shit. But then we'll be like kids like, nah, you ain't hungry. So just be quick to just always have conversations with your children, right? And open, and I told y'all something a little bit earlier about controversy. Like I said, 15 minutes a day. And then sometimes I like to take a whole day. Of course, Kids Day. We'll probably do a Saturday special. It's going to be fun. We go to Jump Street. It's like one of those big, cool trampoline indoor park. Costs like $5 a person. We do all kinds of stuff. Take him to the park. He loves that one, man. Take kids to the park. Kids love the park. But, don't just take them and sit down. Take them, run around with them. Play a quick game of tag. Quit being fucking lazy. I'm telling y'all. Hit the gym. Get a little air in you so you can chase kids around one good time. Dude, oh my God. I'm hero dad. I'm not going to pump myself up, but I am hero dad. Okay? I come up into my son. They love when I go to his field trips. He's mad at me now because I missed his last field trip. But I said, business. I'm sorry. See? You gotta understand, I can't make them all. But the last one I made, man, I had the whole kids, man. It was like a whole swarm of them mugs just chasing me all around the park. We was running and jumping. They was like, I'm running, that's awesome. But, I didn't do anything but just go play tag. Instead of just being like, oh, yeah, kids play. They want you to play with them. They want you to. They're always like playing this and that. If you don't have 15 minutes a day, you're lying to yourself. You're living a sad, sad life. Do better. Do whatever you gotta do better. Wake up earlier. Go to sleep a little later. Dial back the hours at work. Figure out something. Stop watching. The average American household watches 7 hours of TV a day. I just heard this statistic the other day. And it blew me away. 7 hours of television a day, and that's not even including the internet. I'm going to post it again just because I got fired up by hearing myself talk about it. The whole little rant I wrote like last year about how I'll never listen to somebody tell me they don't have enough time again. That is the craziest, most absurd thing I've ever heard. 15 minutes a day, take an hour on Sundays, bang, kids knocked out. That still leaves you like 184 hours in that week to fucking do business. I don't know, whatever. So, anyway, take time. Just to understand, just ask a couple questions, ask some questions yourself. Ask questions to you. Hey, maybe I'll start to ask you some questions about what your parents did to you. Answering your kids some questions, listening to them tell you a little bit of something about the way you treat them. the way they treat you, you'd be like, man, my parents never asked me shit either. Parents never told me nothing. You know? It's like we give, we always mistake reasoning and knowledge. I tell you, this is one of our fatalist of flaws. We send our kids to school. What did you learn from school? Somebody. Hey, here's our first poll ever on the Rod the Planter live show. Somebody give me something of value they use that they got from high school other than reading and writing. Algebra, geometry, anybody using that shit? History. How's history doing for you on a daily basis? I mean, from a life perspective, history is so important, but like on a daily functional basis, has any of these things helped you? Science? No, unless you grew up to be. No, because we feed each other knowledge. We just cram it down or take this. Take this book. What was a popular book we read in school? I don't remember any of that shit. To Kill a Mockingbird. For what? Just cuss. Go learn how to read and write about it. I don't like To Kill a Mockingbird. I don't give a shit. It's within the curriculum. It makes you smarter. Read it. So, but then we never got anything from it, but we'll damn sure tell our kids they need to go to school and get A's. But hey, you need to get A+. You need to try your best out there and get their little check marks of you and how good you are. If they come back with one of these, ooh, I'm gonna be mad. Cause I listen to what they say. They know how good you are. And so if you come back with a D-, you're in so much trouble. Because man, that school said you're a D-. I don't like that. Isn't it though? I mean, it's weird, right? That's what I told you. Hey guys, it's a show about perception. I'll flip them on you real quick. Isn't it weird, this grading system that we'll hold our kids a standard to? We damn sure didn't give a shit about this standard when we were kids. And like I said, all the A+ in the world didn't help us. Unless when you're supposed to go to that fancy college. And that fancy college that you were going to spend like, what, $250,000 on or some craziness, you know? And that was going to teach you a bunch of more knowledge. So you could get you a job that pay you about $60,000, maybe? Don't add up. Numbers ain't adding up. Numbers ain't adding up to me. Here. Hey, real quick, pro tip. Rod's pro tip. Rod the Planter pro tip. You want a functional fucking lesson for you right here? No, I wanted it in red. Where's my red at? No, that's cool. Alright, here. Right here for it. Warren Buffett taught you this. Compounding. Learn that. Just learn that. That's the only functional. I wish there was a whole goddamn school for this. And what the power of that is. That'll turn you into Warren Buffett. It's nowhere in a single textbook at all. I mean, maybe in economics they taught you for like 15 seconds about compounding. Nonetheless, I digress. It's up to you guys, man. It's up to us to tell them why they need that knowledge, why you gotta go to school. Not just because you gotta go, because the school makes you go, but why, what kind of questions they should be asking from there. What should they be striving to do? Tell them about school for you, Tell them about you and your homeschool. Yeah, go wide. Hey, I hope this is a value, guys. I hope you learned something. I hope I'm like laying down that on point fucking fire shit.
What's up, guys? My name is Oliver Manifest, and I actually was homeschooled up until about 10th grade, excluding 7th grade year because I was traveling between countries, and it was just easier if I stayed in a private school. But while I was homeschooled, most of that time I did a lot of my own research and reading because my parents had some other things that were really pressing. And during that time, though, my parents wanted me to really understand the world and ask questions about it. They kind of pursued a classical approach to teaching, if I understand correctly, which is where you build around the world's history. As the world grows, you learn more and more in depth the same story over and over again each year about how the whole world came about. But each time you explore it and you start asking deeper and deeper questions so that you actually know why people did what they did and what was going on besides just this is what we think is going on. You ask yourselves like what the people thought was going on. And I remember one of the biggest things was one of the courses we had asked us to write a paper choosing either communism or capitalism, and we had to defend the two. And like a week before, my mom had told me that when she was in her debate class in high school, one of the techniques they taught was to try to argue the other side because that showed whether you were actually good at arguing. So, me being the very proud American I was, that I was like 9 years old, I was like, hell, you know, it'd be really easy to defend capitalism, so I should try to defend communism because I know I'm smart, so I can probably do anything. So I'm going to try to defend this. Man, by the end of that week, I was like, my whole worldview had changed. And I was like, I don't know if this whole, like, America thing is going so great. Like, I don't know if we're doing right stuff, guys. Like, what's wrong with sharing? But it was really cool that my parents let me ask those questions because I know a lot of other friends, their households, if you said anything like that, it was completely shut down. One household I went to of, like, an ex-girlfriend, I was, like, flipping through the TV channels and, like, turned to BET. And he like screamed, he's like, what are those fucking youngers doing on my TV? And I was like,
you can't do that.
What did he say? Like,
Hey,
what's up?
tell about that kid that did that thing in the school. You remember you were teaching that class and he drew that swastika?
Oh, man. Well, like, I don't want to give anyone a bad rap, and like, much love to everyone. But the last couple of months, I was teaching after school, a class on hip-hop and expressing different parts of the hip-hop culture to a group of kids who were late elementary, probably like 3rd or 4th grade. And one of the kids in the class, I was teaching them about graffiti and different writing tags, how you usually have a name that you wrote in a stylistic way, and most people would throw other like symbols around it to make it look cool. And I gave my examples of some tags that I had drawn when I was a kid. And this kid, when I asked him to like write his name with some symbols, drew his name, but there was a swastika around it. And so I had to explain what the swastika was and why you don't do that. And I was trying to go into that explanation, and I was like, hey man, listen, you can't really use this. Like, some people have taken this and done some really awful things and killed people with this as their like banner. And I was like, so because of that, it has a really bad reputation. And I use the example of how like if one kid acts up in class, then like a whole class might get yelled at and no one can do that thing again, even though it was just one kid taking it too far.
Nonetheless,
yeah,
he got fired. Oliver got fired. They were like, you're not allowed to talk to kids about a swastika. What? He came back and told me this. I said, what? Did you make him write it? I was like, did you make him draw the... He's like, hell no. And I'm like... They fired him for even talking to the kid about a swastika, saying that he wasn't allowed to... That's craziness. That's crazy that you're not even allowed to utter that to it. But I understand that it's, you know, it's painful. But that's what I'm talking about. That's why all of y'all, all those motherfuckers out here were so weak. That's why we can't ever face pain or understand. We don't ever get talked about. We only, hey, People's History, what's it called? People's History of the U.S.? That history book written from the other side? Go check that thing out. It's called The People's History of the U.S. and of America. Right, okay. Yeah, People's History of America. There. And it's a whole history book written from the loser's perspective. Like all the wars, all this conquering of nations and things, and all these people who talk all this glory. Da 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 da. Yeah, what happened to the Indians though? Da 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 da. Hey, but didn't y'all genocide, murder millions? America, America. You know, hey, didn't y'all lose that war? America. No, they don't talk about none of that stuff, man. Yeah. But they won't, and so we're always afraid to breach these topics with our children, whether or not they should drink, what smoking weed is. My kid knows what weed is. My kid knows what marijuana is. Call it what you want. Why would I not? Why would you not help your kids understand how the world works? Because if they get out here and they don't know how everything works and maneuvers, right? They're not going to know how to use it. They don't know how their emotions work, right? With the world, like I said, they're going to end up hurting themselves, hurting each other.
No.
Why? Because they're being hurt. Because nobody takes the time to understand them and their feelings and help them to understand those things. And so they never learn to understand them. So they just go out and use them. Everything shoot off the hip. You know, when they're presented with challenges that you're not there to coach them through, they don't have the hey guy, wanna play with this needle right here? Nah, Dad said he's not supposed to. Daddy ain't here, bro.
That's true. That's a good point. Daddy's not here.
Damn, you're right. But isn't it pretty bad though? Nah, now he's listening to this guy. But here's another authoritative figure, cool drug dealer on the street. Kid just hanging out, he feels kind of wimpy and dorky, he don't know where to fit in, right? Authoritative figure be like, cool, like, nah, it's cool, man. This is that shit, dog. It works, it's fine. And now there's nobody. He's always never learned to reason for himself between the good and the bad. Never be like, hey, this is what happened on this side, this is what happened. Like he said, when he was talking about that, it's the idea of exploring and finding all your own answers. You know, being able to reason through all the different perspectives and objectives, come up with your own answer. Is it always going to be the right answer? No. Are you going to make mistakes out there? Probably. Didn't you? Didn't you? Anybody not make a mistake? So they're going to make them regardless.
You know, this, forgive me, I don't know who this guy was, what his name was, but there's a good quote from a businessman. He was talking about how, you know, when people ask him, like, you know, what mistakes should I avoid, you know, trying to make? And he was like, oh, well, don't worry about not making any mistakes because you're going to make so many of them that it's not even going to be worth your time trying to avoid.
Really? It's a waste of your focus.
Just keep going. Just do it.
It's a waste of your focus. Just keep driving forward. Hey, you know what? How about just on the other side of every answer you come up with, just be able to come up with another answer. How about that? So every time you end up at a roadblock or a fork in the road, son, daughter, I'm going to make it so you always have a way to come up with another option, another route, another way. You know, you always understand, you know, why knowledge is so important, what you can do with it. Why knowledge is crippling sometimes. Why they're powerful beyond measure, and how come the school won't teach them that. Why they should avoid whatever. Why they should be who they want to be. All these things, you know. I'll teach them those things, though, because that's my job. That's your job. That's all of our jobs as parents. Is to just help them and encourage them to grow into the beautiful stars they're about to be. You don't got to do nothing. You can't get it right or wrong. They're already going to be awesome. Awesome. Aren't you fucking awesome? Dude, look at me. I'm taking over the world. Taking over the world. Tell my mom all the time, you're amazing. You're the best mom I could ever wish for. And she's like, thanks, I did my best. As they all say, did my best. Because in the end, once we become, and as they become, you know, understand that they will become at a growing rapid rate, you know. Like right now, my son has control over his body, and that's about the only thing he has control over. His mind he can't rationalize with risk and fear yet, and perception. He'll try and jump off a building. He doesn't, you know, he's still afraid of clowns. You know, he has mind and spirit things, you know, he still just cries for no reason when he's tired. But I wanted to. And I'm like, hey, bro, what are you doing, man?
Sleep.
What's up? Come on. Why are you crying? I'll ask him. Why are you crying right now? Yeah? Feel tired? No. You sure? You look tired. But it's just encourage them and grow them, man, and teach them. So right now he has control of the body. So I let him, you know, he wants to grow his hair out. Grow it. Take care of it. You grow it. Do it. I'm not going to be like, no, I like crew cut hair, so you crew cut hair. You know, nah, it's too much work for me to take care of, so I'm not going to do that. Like, what? He's his own little person, man. It's too much work for you to help your kid be his own little person. Got his little ears pierced. Hey, it costs me nothing. Make him happy. You know, he's not hurting nobody. You ain't gotta create him and make him into nothing. Help him. Why I gotta work hard, Dad? Let me show you why. Let me show you what working hard gets you when you don't. See this man right here? How hard you been working? Nah, man, I'm just hanging loose, bro. Well, that's that, okay? Look at your dad. I've been working hard. How hard, you know? Look at how hard I've been working. Yeah, look what I got. Yes. Teach them. Show them. Show the way. Be the example. That's it. You know, you don't have to, like I said, fight it. It's not something you have to fight with your children. It's about helping them understand and them helping you understand, and y'all growing together. It's my whole damn fucking thing. We ain't gotta have it figured out. You're not right. Half the time you're probably being dumb. Half the time you should probably quit working. Probably should have a little bit of fun. Probably should be out on the park running around losing some weight. Probably should be trying to learn how to tap into your creative imagination so you can build something and create something in the world. CreateCon coming soon. Yeah. Hey man, it can be easy. Matter of fact, I want to give you guys a really cool, awesome tip. If you're in Austin, a buddy of mine, Coach Cam. Hey, go Coach Cam. Yeah, we hung out with her yesterday, and I'll tag her in this and blast her stuff. But she's an Herbalife coach, and they run this Yes Fit Camp. You can find it. It's called Yes Fit Camp, and it's on Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. It's in Austin. It's up here, where's that? Like on Rutland. But so it's like a central, but nonetheless, it's a good time. It's kind of like North Central Austin, and it was awesome time. We went there yesterday, and I was like, boom, boom. But the best part about it, man, is like it's just exciting, man. They're just so awesome. You can see Cam. I mean, she's always just got the biggest smile on her face, and they just keep it so positive. You don't even feel like you're working half the time, man. I was just like, yeah, I'm fired up.
Yeah.
They're like, you fired up? I was like, I'm fired up. And we sang out, it was like music and moving, and all of a sudden I was like, what, we done? And now my legs hurt so bad.
It was like cheering plus working
yeah.
out, and then they also have like kids
camp too.
Kids camp too, yeah.
Remember
Doing the hula hoops and running. He loved it.
Yeah, you know. And so it was cool for us to all get an hour. It was free for us to go out and get like an hour workout. He had a blast. We all had a good time, and so I just wanted to give her a plug, just simply because we had a good time, and I really appreciate her inviting us out. We'll definitely bring the whole family out again, and you guys should check it out. If you're in Austin, run by there, go get your workout on, meet some new people, have some Herbalife shakes. The shit was delicious too. It was great, man. It was a good time. So, nonetheless, I hope I could add some value to you guys' lives today. Talk about the cheering. I know not everybody has children, but trust me, these things apply non-stop, man. I'm always just talking about the same principle, that why, you know, trying to lead y'all down the road to conscious living, you know, conscious decisions and choices, understanding perspectives. In every relationship you have, and there's just a good gold nugget for everybody to hang around with me to the end, but like, in every relationship that you have, hey, mama, yes, hey, so say hi, everybody, we're live. Hi. Hey, this is Roger. I don't know if you can see him. Oh, we're on the wide shot. So you can see him, yeah, running around in your boxers.
That one and that one.
Yeah, we're moving, guys. So yeah, this is like it's a mess around here. Don't get it twisted. Okay, let me finish it up.
Okay. I'll be in the back cheering.
Yeah.
No.
So either way, in every relationship that you have, from you to your child, from you to your spouse's significant others, friends, everything, when you're rationalizing, working, living together, right? Sometimes you have disputes or you're trying to help each other understand. I want you to understand the world always works in 3 different ways. 3 ways. There's a difference between honesty and reality. You know, the things that you feel about yourself. Right, here's you. Here's me. That's you, me. You is me. On that side, but me is me over here. But no, you have the way you see everything in the world. You're like, yeah, this is me, and I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm so right. Hooray. No, but that's you, and then here's the other person. The other person, that's the you. That's the other person. And they got their own little way, and they're like, oh, you're just like, he's like sometimes happy, but he got his own way. So, you know you, and you always understand your perspective. Things that you say about yourself, whether or not you're a good parent or not, or whatever, whether or not you're actually dismissive or not, or all these things, okay? You're probably being honest, right? There's honesty, right? Like, this person, if you say you're getting in a dispute with this person is probably being a bitch. Probably right. You're like, no, they're being a bitch. You're probably being honest with yourself. Reality is a different thing, though. There's always a third perspective, and that's what's really going on. We've always heard it, right? Your side of the story, their side of the story, and the truth. It's usually a combination of the both. Maybe it's none of those things, but I always want to encourage people when you're interacting with your kids, spouses, significant others, friends, take the time to look at it from your perspective and understand your perspective. Know all the reasons you're right, all the reasons you're wrong, all the reasons you're doing the best job, and all the reasons why you're not doing the best job. Right? Why they should fuck off, why they should come apologize to you, why your kids should listen to you. All those, go ahead and list them. Feel all good about yourself. But when you're done with that, get out of yourself and hop on over there for a second. And just forget about it. And just play the other side over here, and then just think about that person, the kid, the wife, the mom, whatever. How do they feel? Because they got a whole different, you don't get to play you. You already played you. Leave you alone, because they probably got a whole different perception too about how you should apologize.
You already played yourself.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? About how you're not spending enough time with me, Dad. About how you still don't give me enough shit. I am hungry. I really haven't drank water in 10 days. I really do need to go to the bathroom. I'm about to piss myself. Just piss myself. I mean, like, he had the, all these things about whatever this person's doing, they have their own view. Okay? And take time to analyze that and all the reasons why they're right. Why they're right. Why you should try harder. Why you should be better, whatever their perspective is, take that into consideration too. After you're done living their little part of it, now you got both sides of that little coin, both sides of that relationship. You have understanding. You remember we talked about that? Now that you understand all through here about what's going on with you and what's going on with them, I gotta learn how to write better. There's all understanding all up in here between the two. There's a he. Once you got all this understanding, hey, look at this little person. Hey, this understanding guy. I'm like going back to art class when they were teaching me. No, but seriously. When you have understanding, then here's the golden viewpoint, man. It's that third objective view that takes everybody's into consideration. Everybody's rights over here, and it comes to a certain conclusion. You know, when I told you about my son, I don't just tell him what he should and shouldn't do because he should. Me and him discuss it. I talk to him about why he thinks he should be able to do things. Why he's not allowed to do things. Why can't I stand on the counter? Because I don't want to take you to the hospital, really, honestly. But I'm not going to fall. I know you probably won't fall. You're probably right. But if you do, are you going to drive yourself to the hospital? No? You don't know how to drive? You're not going to take yourself to the ER, sit there all night, fill out the paperwork? No? Well, get the fuck off the counter. Done. None. But we all understand why now, right? We all get it. Everybody's happy. Not that one day when you have your own house, you will. Stand on the counter, okay? Do what you want to. But for now, why? I'm responsible, whatever. Nah. You know, but when you're a big kid, go fly. Go fly. Because you know what? When you're big, you'll understand gravity. You'll understand food goes up there. You're not going to want to stand on your own counters. You know, you will naturally grow. But in the meantime, I want to understand you. And I always here's the last thing, because it was the subject of the day is about the kids. It's just, in the end, I always want my son to be able to come to me. You know, come to me to help for him to understand. Not because I'm going to make him understand it the way I want him to. Not because he's going to, I don't want to punch things into him. So when he's really in trouble, when he really doesn't know which way to go, when he's really about to make a mistake or do something, the first person he comes to, not even to tell me what's going wrong, but to ask for advice, is me. That way I can be there and I can be involved. In whatever way, you know? But I don't want him to be afraid of coming to me. I don't want him to not trust my advice because I never helped him never built that trust of you can trust what I teach you. You know, I just always cram it down your throat. You got to build that sense of, I trust the things you tell me. Because, I understand them when we're done talking. Not because you were just like, blah, 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 blah. Okay? Think about it, guys. Hope I can add some value to your lives. We can come with some more stuff, man. I like to hit all kinds of different little subjects. But if you guys got a subject in mind, something you want to hit about, Mark Carrillo threw out some procrastination. I think I'm going to go ahead and make that my next show, buddy. We'll talk about that stupid, dumb idea of procrastination. It doesn't exist. It's not real. You all know that. That's imaginary. I used to believe in it too. I have a procrastinated father. So he just procrastinated to the last minute. We wait to the last minute because we don't care. Point blank. Don't want to do it. Don't want to do it. It's not about like, you can't do it. You just don't want to. Scares you. Whatever. We'll talk about it. I love you all. Thanks for tuning in. Rod the Planter. Next week it'll be way more fun. We'll have you on sometime. We'll interview you. Okay. Peace, guys. Love you all.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a great Wednesday. Come back. It's all gonna look different next time. I promise.